Hi, welcome everybody. Coach BK. So today we're talking about immune system and what to do to, hi Karen, how are you? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Awesome.
Oh, can you see me?
I can.
Oh, okay.
How are you?
Fine, how are you doing?
Awesome.
I'm good. Doing good
Okay.
too.
Do what?
I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome. I'm going to get started. I'm not sure who else is going to be on, but I wanted to chat for a second, okay? So I'm going to probably mute you, and then if you have a question or whatnot, raise your hand if you want. How's that sound?
Okay.
Perfect. I don't know how to mute you. Check it out. Okay.
I won't talk, I promise.
Okay. Okay, welcome everybody. So we're talking about immune system, and we're talking about the things to do to be able to not get sick. So that means, withstanding day-to-day pressure, hopefully being well enough that when somebody else in your house gets sick, you don't get sick, or be well enough that maybe one life episode doesn't get you down and whatnot. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to rattle off some things about immune system stuff. And it's kind of a combination of things. It's very complex. We're going to have more conversations on it. I'm going to kind of give you a nutshell on how important it is. So the immune system is kind of complex. And when it gets off, a lot of little things go on that affect a lot of different systems. So the side effects of all of that can be over here and over here and over here. So what are you talking about? So I think we need to all start off with the idea of inflammation or oxidative stress. Inflammation is when things get upset. So upset meaning like hot and inflamed and whatnot. I think the more science term, and maybe Kim can correct me if she listens to this, being the MD person, or not MD, OD. Anyway, oxidative stress. So oxidative stress is like your fireplace. You're burning a fire for heat, fuel, etc., etc. And then the ashes and the sparks that go out are a natural product of burning fuel. It's the exhaust of it. Oxidative stress is when you don't have enough antioxidants to counteract the byproduct of burning fuel for fire, okay? So that means that, if you have this fire in the fireplace and then the sparks go out and they burn little holes in the carpet, that would be oxidative stress. But having that screen there would be the equivalent of having enough antioxidants on board to kind of neutralize the free radical damage that goes along just as a byproduct of burning your fuel, so your energy and stuff like that. That happens everywhere in your body. It's just a natural byproduct of your little cells and mitochondria burning stuff for fuel, okay? So oxidative stress, so if you're revving the engine more, say you're doing 2-a-days, or you're stressing out, or you have a stressful life event, this is when this oxidative stress goes up. And we get sick right before our race because, adrenaline goes down, you start to slow down, and the body kind of, the sum total of all of it kind of comes crashing down on you because adrenaline has gone down and the push has gone away. That is because throughout this whole time, you haven't been investing to keep this oxidative stress in check, this free radical damage in check. That's when we're talking about, okay, this immune system idea, it's kind of complex, it's broad reaching, and you have to invest all the time beforehand. So, maybe your blood sugar management system gets off. That's kind of you know, a byproduct of not investing in the system, not eating enough protein, not, you know, doing that type of thing. Or you're not eating enough fruits and vegetables, you don't get enough antioxidants, and so you're kind of running low. And then oxidative stress goes and affects the endothelial lining or your cardiovascular system. Or, gosh, just all kinds of things. You get inflammation in the gut. Most of your immune system is in your gut, in that your digestion and all of this stuff kills the bacteria and whatnot that is constantly coming in. We're going to have a whole lot of education on gut health. Anyway, so this immune system idea, it's broad reaching, it's kind of complex, and I'm sorry, it's kind of convoluted. It's 8 o'clock and I need to do these talks earlier when I'm smarter. So it's oxidative stress. It's this free radical damage that we need to get a hold of and get control of, understand that it's happening all the time. And when we do more training for half Ironman, we need to put in more in order to combat this oxidative stress, which in turn lowers inflammation wherever that happens to be. And for today's talk, we're going to talk more on gut health, because most of your immune system is in your gut. Your digestive juices kill stuff. Your gut tells things where to go. And then when your gut gets inflamed, which always happens with endurance training, just because of what we're eating and it happens. It's just a natural byproduct of this stuff. So, so presentation of immune system being off is like, can be a lot of different things. Getting sick, reoccurring illnesses. Knock on wood, I've never had a flu shot and I've never gotten the flu. I can be around people that are ill. I don't get ill because I work really hard to combat this oxidative stress inflammation idea. Yeah, I have other issues, but I hardly ever get sick. And when I do, it's pretty short-lived. So my immune system works really well. Signs that your immune system is a little bit compromised. Allergies are a sign that your immune system is compromised. We should be able to deal with our environment, but things like spending a lot of time in the pool, you kind of get a little polluted in the pool. You're not meant to have chlorine and all those chemicals on you. That's why your nose gets snotty. Just all these different things. Being in the gym, you're around germs and bugs and stuff like that. Your immune system is meant to be pretty sharp and quick. Allergies are a sign that your immune system is kind of off. Oh my gosh. So another one, shingles, herpes. These are kind of viral signs that your immune system is off. I bring it up because it's more common. I think the statistics are 1 in 4 people have some sort of viral thing that hangs around. So the herpes virus, and we're talking about warts, herpes virus. That's the human papillomavirus, or however you say that. Warts, cold sores on the mouth. Okay, that's a version of herpes too. You have the genital herpes as well. Shingles, those are viral type of things, and when you get outbreaks of that, that is an immune system being low. So, cold sores. If you are one of these people that have cold sores, then investing in your immune system will help those to not break out, because people have cold sores right after they go through stress. Other things, immune system wise, allergies, those are kind of the big ones on what very obvious signs, short of getting ill. Having reoccurring sinus infections and whatnot. I'm thinking that another kind of side effect of immune system being off is when you have reoccurring female problems such as, what are those things called? UTIs and yeast infections and stuff like that. So yeast overgrowth, or having foot fungus reoccurring, another sign your immune system is off, or maybe you need to, be a little more diligent with what you're doing with your feet, like at the YMCA, because that's the nastiest place ever. Anyway, so immune system stuff. We all need to just think about it like, how are we doing anti-inflammatory and counteracting the oxidative stress that we're putting ourselves through. So I'm going to unmute Karen and see if she has any questions, and then I'm going to move on to what I do. So Karen, yo.
Hi.
Anything?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I think I started doing the magnesium and all the multivitamins, and I really haven't, thank God, have not had any sicknesses
Right.
this year. So.
Okay.
But, so, plus I think getting a lot of your sleep too. I think you need good sleep to really help that.
Yeah, sleep's really important for just across the board. So she hit the nail on the head. So some things that hopefully to invest in your immune system so you don't get sick. And, if you're not getting sick, you're also recovering better. Performance in your activities are going to be better. Your mind's going to be better. So sleep is important. And the quality of sleep, not just the amount of sleep, but the quality of sleep. So, if you have your 9:35 or your phone or whatever, taking some time and monitoring your sleep would be really good. Hey, dude. Psst. I'm doing a recorded thingy, okay? Thanks, awesome. Sorry I didn't tell you. So recording your sleep would be really good to see if you're actually getting in and out of REM sleep, or if you're just staying in light sleep and stuff like that. But that's another topic. But sleep is really important, not just the amount of sleep, but the quality of sleep. Eating enough calories, getting enough protein, that all adds to an immune system. And then the other thing, probably the biggest thing that you can do for your immune system, a lot of people take vitamins, and we can, if you have questions on why I'm going to make this statement, I can give you tons of resources on this. But I feel like sometimes vitamins they're needed, but they're not the whole picture, because vitamins don't have all of the things that the plant world has. So the smoothie recipe that I give you, the plant world is where you get antioxidants, and this is probably a big reason why I'm anti-keto and anti-low carb for quite a while, because we don't eat enough plant nutrients. The plant world gives you just a ton of stuff that we don't know about, and it takes out all the questions on if we're doing it right or not, because the plant world knows how to do it right. We don't need to figure it out. It already knows how to do it, obviously. It was doing just fine before we got here. So with that being said, I don't want this to be sales or anything, but it is definitely something that I do, that I've done for 14 years now, and I eat Juice Plus. So these thingies, fruits, vegetables, and berries. That's probably the number one thing that I do that helps me to not be sick, hardly ever, get over allergies, all that good stuff. Kids got over asthma long term. It took a bit. But so that's one of the things that I do, just because it's a fruit and vegetable, and it's all the time. Anyway, so eating a lot of plant nutrients, getting antioxidants. It's the antioxidants that counteract oxidative stress. Meat doesn't do this. The plant world does that because it has an extra electron that it gives to the process going on, and then things become neutral.
Beets do that.
Yeah. All the plant world has a zillion and one antioxidants, and we don't need to know what it does. You just need to eat it. The darker, the better. So that's how you invest in your immunity. All the plant world is anti-inflammatory. Most of the animal world is inflammatory. That doesn't make it bad. You just need to understand that this is how things work. Okay, the plant world is antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, etc. Okay, so investing in your day-to-day health, eating your fruits and vegetables, the darker the better. Like corn really doesn't have a lot in it. Green beans don't have a lot in it. Leaf lettuce has just water in it. You've got to eat dark fruits and vegetables, and hopefully higher quality, the better. Okay. The other things to do are, like, if you go through the holiday season, the secret weapons that I do, I mean, obviously I tell you guys to take a good B complex, to take D3, magnesium, of course. Those magnesium's more of an electrolyte. It is highly important though. So like, I'm a huge fan of Airborne. These are not the vitamins, they're the emergency stuff. I like it probably 20 times better than the emergency. It has a lot of different things in it that are really good. So I suggest that you guys have this on hand all the time. Holiday season rolls around and everybody and their different bugs comes into your area. Start taking it prior and take it maybe a couple of days after the fact. When people from out of town come, they bring their local bugs. You don't have an immunity to your bugs. So if everything is working right, you develop immunity to your local environment. And when you have people traveling, they bring different things in, and that's where, like holiday season, we get sick more, not because it's cold or we're eating a lot of sugar, though sugar does shut down your immune system for like 6 hours. It's the different bugs that you get in contact with. So if you're going to a race and you're getting on an airplane or you're traveling and going to different places, you need to start taking the Airborne prior to kind of top off your immune system. And then it provides, like, it has elderberry in it, which is really good, very specific for helping you to combat bacteria and stuff that you get, things that you breathe in, you know, the person that's coughing at you on the airport, stuff like that. So Airborne is definitely something that I have all the time. And I do a chewable vitamin B complex. If you look, anything that helps you not get sick or recover from being sick has a lot of B's in it. B's are very good. So a lot of the times I have a B complex chewable that I can spread out throughout the day that doesn't upset my belly. Vitamin B's help you to combat a lot of stress and whatnot. Another indication that you're kind of off and low is when you get the muscle twitches, like in the eye, around the face, any other muscle twitches like here, that's low in vitamin B's, and you need to get on top of that. It's just kind of your immune system, but more in the electrical area, showing a little bit of deficiency. If you start to feel like you're getting sick, you need to ask yourself how to make things a little bit easier so you don't get more sick. So if you need to do an easier workout, instead of it being a long run, maybe do half the run and half cardio like an elliptical, or do some easier bike. It isn't going to help you at all if you're getting sick and you push through a workout. There's no biological, physical benefit to doing that. Usually you're going to continue to wear the system down and you might get sicker. So, Karen, is that helpful? What questions do you have?
Would you recommend taking so you recommended me taking the what is it called? Airborne?
Airborne,
when
yeah.
You feel like you could get sick, or can you just take it every day?
I wouldn't take it every day.
No.
I would address your everyday needs from your food. I would take Juice Plus every day. Do your smoothies every day. Eat as much plants as possible in that area every day. The nutrient-dense ones.
Can you put a link on your the stuff that you take on
Yeah. I need to
You
do a
can take
write
them.
up of about all of it.
Yeah.
It's really important, and like the Juice Plus is like the most stupidest, awesomest product you could ever do because of what it does. This oxidative stress thing, if you can get a handle on that, you're golden. If you understand that concept, this oxidative stress that links to inflammation, if you work on that, the problem is that at a certain point in time, you can't eat enough plants to counteract like Ironman training. You just can't do it. You'd be like a little rabbit chewing your carrots all day long, and then a lot of us are low carbing it, which is fine. So that's when you need good supplements that help with the oxidative thing. Vitamins, that's what they're kind of meant for. But the fact that they're man-made, not a plant nutrient, really takes a lot of the power out of the idea. And that's kind of why a lot of people are saying that vitamins are they're yesterday. It was a good idea, but the vitamins aren't. You need to get your oxidation. You need to get your plant steps from plants. Gosh, I butchered that. So that's how you kind of go to not getting sick, making sure that you're drinking enough water. If you're doing your electrolytes right and doing your fueling right and your day-to-day eating, and then add just a couple of things like routinely, you're going to do pretty good. The other thing that I do, so this glutamine, I've been talking to you guys about it, and you're going to hear more about it. Glutamine is an amino acid that's stellar, and it's one of the easiest things to help heal your gut. So each and every one of you is going to have some version of leaky gut. I'm not an MD and I'm not diagnosing you, but there is no way possible that you can't. You're doing a lot of endurance training, a lot of wear and tear on the body that will produce inflammation in the gut. Okay, if you're not pooping like a baby and don't have there's just no way. None of us, we didn't even come into the picture perfect, and a lot of us have all of these different gut issues, which are going to lead to some form of inflammation in the gut. They have this huge bucket called either IBS or whatever, and it's all related to inflammation in the gut. Which everything goes sideways from there. And glutamine is the easiest thing to do to add to feed into and help to repair the lining of the gut, lower inflammation, and it helps you recover muscular-wise. So glutamine is another wonderful thing to add, and it's fairly cheap. So that's another thing that would be really good plus add in.
What do you think of like the probiotics, like that kind of stuff?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And, Kim, she's the functional med doc, or training to be one. We're going to be offering a little package for you guys on gut testing. So I'm going through the nutrition school's gut class, went through the hormone last year, and probiotics are kind of a fun thing in that your gut flora, the microbiome, is incredibly important, but the default knee-jerk answer of taking a probiotic is not useful for everybody, because sometimes your gut can be off in a certain way, and taking probiotics will only make it worse. So I can't tell you guys just go take a probiotic, because I don't believe in that, just kind of default answers. Because if things are off, it'll make it more off. You have like bacteria overgrowing in there of a certain version. All that does is feed that bad bacteria. So in the school, they talk about you got to go do this first, and then the probiotics are important. So it's not a great answer, but it is the kind of the real answer, and it makes sense. It just is not that default, quick, easy answer we like. It's where you got to ask more questions and, be smart about it. So that doesn't mean to say that and it goes back to the plant world. Everybody can benefit from eating more fiber. You get your, a lot of stuff from fruits and vegetables. So we just need to go back to the fruits and vegetables and maybe not, expect quick fixes from certain pills, which is unfortunate, but that's the answer. Okay. What else? What other questions you got?
How about soy products? No.
Leaning towards staying away from soy products, everything except like tempeh and stuff like that would be good.
I eat a lot of like kashi cereal.
It's not the best thing in the world. Other things that kind of indicate, I'm looking at Karen, your teeth and your gums and your face and your eyeballs, the whites of your eyes will also tell you kind of health status, how well you're doing. If your skin is pretty clear, if you have acne, it's a sign that, you have bacteria overgrowth and inflammation of the lining of your teeth and how your teeth are is another outward sign of how well your immune system is doing and how well kind of just general health status, how your face is, how clear it is, and stuff like that. If you have acne and whatnot, that's a sign that your body's trying to get rid of stuff and it's doing it through your face.
Hey.
Right. Getting bacteria infections. That's when we talked about the yeast infections, reoccurring yeast infections, and, kind of the skin abscesses that we get from biking and whatnot. It's not.
Are this common? Because I never have had that problem.
They're actually a byproduct and an indication of a certain skin condition. And it's when people, like I was struggle with acne. So it's a skin condition, a certain person type that has problem with bacteria in the skin.
Okay.
Right. And so it's just kind of a person type, and it's a way that the body represents itself when it gets off bacteria-wise. Certain people get the cold sores, right? Certain people get this, certain people get that. It all goes on kind of body type and what category you fall into. Like people with cold sores generally they're thinner. They're the ones that talk a lot. Kind of more of the white skin, kind of the albino type people that are kind of all over the place. It's just a person type and how the body represents itself. If you understand the categories, it's a little bit easier to address. So anyway, that's a little bit crazy chitter chat about immunity. I think that we need to do a refresher, and maybe Kim will do one with me, or I can find another smarty and we'll make it a little more concise with some more sciencey words, and we'll put the video together with clear recommendations on here's what we're talking about. Here's the smart words to Google and stuff like that. But if you're doing a half Ironman or an Ironman season, you need to get in the know right now, like yesterday, on not getting sick, because that's what most either get sick or get injured, or you get injured because you're running low. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, girl. So there's Wolfpack Chatter today, Wednesday, hump day. Awesome. Yeah, we'll do one next week as well, and then after that we're gonna skip some because Dee and I are gonna be in Puerto Rico.
Wow, that's fun.
Oh, I'm
You're
so.
gonna bring us all with you?
Huh?
You got to bring us all with you.
We could. Maybe we'll do Wolfpack Chatter, but we might not be sober.
Oh no, I can't wait for that one. Okay.
All right, girl. Thanks.
Bye.
Have a good day.
You too.